Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Anything Liverpool. I'm here tonight, joined by Hassan, to discuss, to do a match preview, basically, of our match against Southampton in the EFL Cup. Finally, a bit of maybe let's say, well, you don't want to call games easy, but I think if you're gonna have a bit of a day off, I think this could be the one. Where obviously we go against Southampton, who are not necessarily in the greatest of form, with them obviously being a championship side as well. If you're new around here, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, if you're over on X, make sure to, or Twitter, make sure to come over to YouTube. Leave your thoughts in the comments, stuff like that. We'd love to hear what you have to say. We're going to get into basically team news, score predictions, and we're going to discuss who starts, what we think of the game, and how do we think things are going to turn out. Before we get into all that, Hassan, how's your evening?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just excited for the match and to see some faces which have not played so much. So it's good that they will be given a chance today.
Yeah, I think it's a fair mix of experience and obviously some youngsters in there. For anyone who hasn't seen or the starting 11 yet, it's basically Mamardashvili in goal, Frimpong, Gomez, Leone, Robo, Nioni, Endo, Jones, Chiesa, Isaac, and Rio Ngmoa on the left. So basically, Isaac starts, which is I think a pretty good game for him to kind of build up fitness and maybe also finally get his first goal in the Liverpool shirt. I think it's pretty much the best, at least on paper, the best fixture to kind of hope for that to happen. And obviously, You're gonna have the I think Mamardashvili and Leone's debuts as well. And Yeah, I think as I said a bit earlier, I think there's a good mixture of youngsters and players with a bit more experience. So, Hassan, what do you make of that starting 11? How does it look for you? I'm pretty content with it.
Yeah, same. I I don't know. After last stream, I predicted the starting 11. It's pretty much spot on, except for I started Weirds instead of Neoni. Uh, Rest 10 were the same, which I picked. I just picked Weirds so he can get a bit of momentum going against the team, which is uh, from Championship. But I think he has already many minutes under him. He can come in the second half after Isaac, I think, will. Uh, After 1 hour 60 minutes he'll be substituted. I think Weirds can come in and we can shuffle things around. So I hope we see some minutes for Dan's as well, because last time I think his debut was against Southampton and he scored two really good goals against them. So I really like these cup games where the players which are on the fringes are given a chance to show what all they can do. It's a bit sad situation with Chiesa. He's putting all his and giving some good performances, but he's down the pecking order. But we need to keep him fit because it's a long season. There will be a lot of games, and we all know that African Cup of Nation will be coming up. So at that time, if Keza is still producing, and so he will be an important member. I really think that Slot has already conveyed this thing to him that. It's not like he's not picked up for Champions League squad, and he was not in the squad in the last game. But it's a long season, and everybody will be important because in the seasons we have won the trophies. It's not the only starting 11 who produced. It's people coming off the bench like Origi, Shakiri, these sort of players who were on the fringes but produced really good performances when they were needed. And Minamino as well, if you remember, he was a cult hero in this competition.
Yeah, I think one thing that I was looking for is obviously Chiesa to start. I think he's being a professional for us. I think every time he's been called upon, he's been, you know, I think he gave us all. He wasn't afraid to put in a tackle, to go for a ball, to sprint and basically go for it and get into those duels. So I'm really happy to see him start. Obviously, I think for him playing centrally is going to be a bit of a stretch this season with Isak and Ekitike both being here now. But yeah, unfortunately, he's not in the Champions League squad. But obviously, I'd love to kind of still have him in the Premier League at times, maybe 10, 15 minutes from time to time. I think I wouldn't mind keeping him for a while longer. I think one thing that I'm also pretty excited is well, Mamardashvili and Leone are both going to make their debuts tonight. For Mamardashvili, you'd expect a quiet evening, I'd suppose, but with Leone, him being obviously a field player, I think he's going to be a bit more involved in um, build up in possession and stuff like that. So, what do you expect? Are you happy to see these two start, and what do you expect from them?
Yeah, but it's really always really exciting to see new players for your club. Mamad Ishvili, I think, is a known entity. We saw him for Georgia in the Euros. He was really good, and I he was our player last season. So I saw some games for Valencia as well to check on him. So he looks a unit. He's really big and makes good saves, and he is a really good addition. I'm really excited to see Leone because I have seen highlights of him and some pictures of him bullying likes of Lukaku and big players like it. So I really am excited to see him. He looks like a guy who's built really well, and hopefully he's a cultured classical Italian defender, which we are seen growing up and admired in our childhoods.
Yeah, so I'm extremely excited to see Leone tonight. I think, and yeah, as you said, Mamar really obviously, I think he's a bit of an underrated transfer. I'd say. I think people don't really haven't talked about him that much, but I think we have an amazing shot stopper once Allison will be ready to kind of step down, and with Leone, obviously, I think we got an extremely talented player. I think it's a bit of question around and to kind of see how much game time will he get in the Premier League, in the Champions League, with him obviously being still 18. But I think these kind of matches are where you kind of build up that fitness and that match experience, and then you kind of get ready to go in other competitions as well. So once again, if you're new around here, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, leave your thoughts in the chat as well. We'd love to kind of have your comments in there and to kind of integrate them in these conversations. Hassan, Alexander Isak starts as well. I think that was one thing that we were kind of discussing before the game in between Everton and tonight is whether Wirtz and Isak are going to start. I think both of them, well, different reasons maybe. I think Wirtz needed a bit of a confidence maybe to kind of get up to speed. I think he still lacks a bit of that pace, especially in the Premier League. I think it would have been a good opportunity for him, but obviously he's going to probably now be in the starting 11 against Palace at the weekend. With Isak now, he starts tonight. You would expect to kind of see him evolved a bit more this time. Obviously, maybe he's still not 100% in terms of fitness, but judging the opposition they were going to be facing, I think you would expect Isak to be, let's say, a pretty dangerous player tonight. I think you'd expect him to kind of be there in front of goal and to kind of maybe expect that first goal in the Liverpool shirt.
Yeah, I am expecting it as well. Hopefully, our midfield, because they are playing first time together, they can give a bit of service to the attackers. With Rio, he's always really positive. He dribbles, and he is always looking for the ball, which is really nice for a young player. And with Chiesa, he will also be making those runs and be available. And hopefully, with Isak, with him coming in, I thought he will be a bit lackluster, but he looked sharp, uh, more sharp than I expected. But we can see he's not really match fit because at the after 30-40 minutes he seems to a bit slow down. But hopefully he will be with this match. We'll see him scoring his first goal for us.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because it's with him starting tonight. I think you'd kind of now have a bit of a you'd be a bit more sure that I think Ikitik is going to start at Palace, but we're going to see on that's another conversation to have, I guess, on Saturday. One thing that I'd also have to ask is we didn't start off with this, but obviously last night we've seen the that Ousmane Dembele has won the Ballon d'Or, with Mo Salah obviously being in fourth behind Yamal and Vitinha, if I recall. I've seen a few things that honestly I kind of gave up on watching news about it as last night as we got the news that Mo wasn't attending. I think it was always going to be, a bit of a stretch to kind of expect Mo to win it because we all know that he's been underrated for so long. I think ever since he's been in England, ever since he signed for Liverpool to be specific, I think he's been extremely underrated with the things he's done. In 2018, he basically had that, I think he had that a season where he got like 60 goals and assists and basically, carried us into the final. But he didn't get it because you had to win the Champions League. But when he won it next season, then Van Dijk also didn't win it because Messi won it apparently somehow. Lamine Yamal finished ahead of Mo Salah, which in my head makes absolutely zero sense. I guess he plays for Barcelona and he's seen as this sort of Messi regen, but outside of that, I don't really get it. 9 goals, 9 league goals for Lamine Yamal in La Liga last season. That's less than Mo got in terms of goal involvements in December, by the way. So this is where we are at. Mo Salah in fourth. How do you feel about that?
It's really disappointing. Uh, Anybody I can bet if Salah was from France, he would have won at least two Ballon d'Ors up till now. It's just because he's from Africa and he's playing for Liverpool. Just I think these are the reasons. Because if he was from France, he would have been always be in the top two. Just it's very blatant to see. Uh, it was numbers were Salah's were better than Dembele as well. Why there's need to win Champions League for that? It's an individual award. It's not a team award. uh, if it was a team award, maybe it for we would have been agree, but it's an individual award given to individual brilliance. Who A player who Salah, he already said at the start of the season his main goal is to win the Premier League, and he delivered it. And he was instrumental in a new team, a new manager. He took it upon himself, and he delivered it. He already knew that it's just a bogus award, uh, because somebody already shared it on X as well, that uh, it used to be a bit prestigious back in the day. Every top player was there. Everybody was. Last night, Haaland was posting pictures with his stuffed toys, and uh, most of the PSG squad had a match yesterday. So it has lost its importance because it has just become a popularity show biz type of thing, which does not give credit to merit. So if it was just due to merit and Salah would have won. He was the best player in the Premier League. He was voted amongst the players that he was the best. So I think it's a travesty, but I hope we should not even go there. Maybe go there if we win the Champions League. Maybe we should attend it. Without it, we should not even bother attending that function.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing about the Ballon d'Or. You never just it gets switched up like whenever they want to suit it and to give it to one of Madrid's or Barcelona's players. Usually, these are the teams that get the trophy awarded to one of their players. It's like it's supposed to be an individual award, and for that, you have a player who's been top goal scorer in the Premier League, the playmaker of the season in the Premier League, and obviously he's carried Liverpool to a league title. I don't really see, what else you're supposed to do now. Obviously, yeah, Dembele has won trophies, but I mean, winning trophies inside of France, I think it's. I mean, obviously, yeah, you won the league, but PSG win the league every single season, so it's yeah, I don't know,
Yeah,
and you almost
I
don't
think
even
Sam
know.
Maguire also said that he was all um he was not even present in the league. He was reserved for the Champions League because they have that luxury. Without Dembele, they can even win the league. And if we see in context, we just lost to PSG in the Champions League to the eventual winners. If we were the top of the league as well in the new format. People seems to forget that we were top, and it was our bad luck that we got the eventual winners, and we lost on the penalties. We were not defeated, we beat them at their place as well. So if it's all taken in context and everything, so due to merit, it's not the award, it's just a popularity context. If Dembele would have not won the Champions League, they would have given to Yamal for 9 goals.
And you're supposed to, every time you're told you're supposed to win the Champions League to have a chance at a Ballon d'Or. But when we won it in 2019, we still didn't get it. Like Van Dijk still didn't get it, even though we literally knocked Messi and Barcelona out in the semis. But yeah, apparently that time it was enough to only win the league title. But yeah, it's whatever you want to call it. At this point, it's just a bit of a joke in my opinion. But yeah, going back to Liverpool and to the game tonight. Obviously, we get a bit of well, I don't want to jinx it, but I'd suppose we get a bit of an easier draw with Southampton obviously not being especially in form in the championship either. So in terms of competitions that we're having, obviously you want to go for the big trophies, you want to go for Premier League, for the Champions League, maybe you get a chance at a Ballon d'Or at that time, with those two in the cabinet. But the Carabao Cup, we've been fairly successful in the competition, I think, in the past few seasons. We've won it, what, like 3 times, was it, I think, in the last 5 years, something like that, if I don't misremember it. But or two, 3 finals. We won it 2 times. Yeah,
Two
there it
times.
is. Yeah. How far would you want us to go in this competition? Now, obviously, with the success that we had in the past few seasons, and with it being, it kind of adds matches to the calendar year, and obviously, you want to be focused on the big trophies. But it's always been. I've always loved the cup run, no matter if it's the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. How do you see it?
Yeah, I agree with you. Hopefully, it can be instrument a competition in which players who are on fringes, we can use them, and they can carry. At club time, I remember for Carabao Cup, we already have the team which was not playing. We had two teams. In the finals or semi-finals, we used to bring the big guys. Before that, it was for the players for Minaminos, Origi, and Shakiri. These players were playing it, and it was good. We could see them, and we knew when they were needed in another games on Champions League, they can deliver because we were saying them. So I'm with you. I love the cup competitions, and we get teams like Southampton, which we normally don't play in the Premier League. So it's a bit of change of scenery, which is good. So I think it's exciting to see these cup runs because of the we see the players, young players who are getting chance and who are performing well in the academy. They are coming through. I always love players from academy playing for us. Uh, so I think it will be a good that we go far in the competition, as long as they don't uh, come between our big prizes. So if they become a hindrance, maybe we can stop. Because you remember that season we won, last time we won against Chelsea. It was not even we thought we will never. It was team full of kids, and uh, that was such a memorable cup. So I really cherished that win. So hopefully we can bring on the competition with those guys playing the major part.
Yeah, I think compared to the early club days, I think this time we do have a squad that's kind of ready to compete in more than one or two competitions. We know that we used to get knocked out early in these competitions under Jurgen, I think up until like 2021, 22, where we won the two cups that season. So, looking at it, it's as we discussed. I think a pretty strong starting 11 all in all. I think there's a good mix of experience and youngsters in there. If you were to give me score predictions for tonight and who you expect to kind of be involved in the game, who do you expect to shine, who do you want to see show some spirit tonight?
Yeah, hopefully we win 3-0, and hopefully those front three each get one goal. I would love it that Rio scoring, Chiesa scoring, and Isaac scoring, those three scoring. I really want to see a good performance from Leone, uh, with Trey also. Trey should be one to watch, and hopefully he have a good game, because he will be needed to put in a good performance, if because he's part of the midfield uh, with Endo, who's a no nonsense type of a player who will be breaking up the play. And with Curtis, he's a really good player, but the only thing, sometimes he takes a bit of more time on the ball. So with the creativity, I am expecting from Neoni.
Yeah, I think a 3-0 is also what I'd go for. I would go for Isaac, Chiesa, and Frimpong to score tonight. I think that's a pretty balanced. I think that's spread evenly across the pitch. Let's say with the goal contributions and stuff. Hopefully, a clean sheet for Mamardashvili and Leone on their debuts as well. That would be great to see, and for us to progress and finally have a game where we don't have to go into the last 5 minutes without knowing what's going to happen because we've had enough of it at this point. Yeah, hopefully this time it's going to be different. So yeah, thanks a lot, Hassan. I think we're gonna end tonight's live stream here. I think we're gonna give everyone a bit of time to put their things in order until the game that obviously starts in half an hour. Once again, thanks a lot, Hassan. Thanks a lot to the people here. If obviously, as I've mentioned, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be streaming in the next few days as well. We're gonna be streaming on Saturday after the game against Palace as well. So make sure to kind of stick around and hit the bell icon as well to kind of get notified every time we're going to be streaming. Thanks a lot to everyone. Enjoy the game. Hopefully, we're going to enjoy it with a bit more of a, not as stressed as we were in the past few fixtures.